live from my kitchen today making supper. I know that lots of you have air fryers on your wish list, and so as I'm making supper tonight, I wanted to just bring you along on the journey and show you one of my favorite things that isn't necessarily an air fryer thing, but is one of my favorite things about the air fryer, and that is rotisserie chicken. So I love a good rotisserie chicken. If you knew back in the day, Swiss Chalet was my very favorite restaurant. In fact, my friends still laugh as we head to places where it still is, since it's not here any longer, it is always one of my very first stops. So I love it. What I don't love though, is I don't love grocery store chickens. There's just that sort of mass produced, you know, you never really know what chemicals are in them. And so I love to make my own, and this is so good. It tastes so flavorful and it amazes me every time. And plus, when I buy a chicken on sale, they are super cheap. And so for me to do this on my own, because I never want to make a soup out of a carcass that I got at the grocery store, because again, I don't know what's in it, right? But this, we'll have chicken for supper, and then I'll be able to put the carcass either right into the quick cooker and make some broth, or into the freezer to make, next time I have two, that I'll make broth together. I love it for all of that. And so when it comes to a chicken, and putting it on the rotisserie, this is as hard as it is. So this is the rotisserie rod and the little holder pin. These come as accessories with the quick cooker. And I just realized I was gonna grab the cookbook to show you. What I love about our electrics, this is not a job I can do while I talk. What I love about our electrics is that, who am I kidding? It always goes on one side like this. That they come with a cooking guide. So they come with a little guide with all sorts of recipes and timing tips on how you can, how long to put things on for and how to cook things. And there is an amazing recipe in there for a Peruvian chicken with a, like it's a cilantro lime sauce. It's to die for. But sometimes I want to just be simple. And so tonight is one of those nights. And tonight I am going very simple with my seasonings on here. I have done everything from smoky barbecue to smoky applewood to our new Kansas style barbecue, which I can hardly wait to use more of. But tonight I am going with, I just want to get some of my skin pinned in this pin, because these pins are what hold the chicken on. Tonight I am going with the rotisserie seasoning. So the rotisserie seasoning came out in the spring, and it is the perfect combination of salty, and it browns beautifully. It's got garlic and onions. So I feel it's not only the perfect combination for my chicken, it's the perfect combination to add flavor to my chicken broth when I use the carcass later to do that. So I love the rotisserie seasoning. I use it on pork bites and on French fries and on chicken. I have yet to use it on fish. I don't know that I will do that. So one of the things about the rotisserie chicken is it needs to be tied up. So the first few times I didn't have proper string, so I've used thread, I used elastic bands, I used whatever I had, but you can buy string in lots of places. It just needs to be heat safe so that it doesn't melt into your food. So you gotta give this bird a tie, because you can imagine it's spinning, so you don't want its wings to get caught up in the grates. I always tie it up before I season it. That way I don't have to mess with it once it's dirty. I want to dry it off, which I did. Okay, now I am going to just give my hands a quick wash. And now, One of the accessories that I think is really important when you have something like the air fryer is the oil spritzer. And I know lots of people have tried oil spritzers over the years, so I want to give you a couple of tips. First of all, you always only fill to the fill line. You can put whatever kind of oil you want in here. I really like avocado oil, so that's what's in mine. And then you pump it until you can't pump it anymore. Okay, so you just give it a good pump, and then you give it a good spray. We're just gonna give it a little light coating, just so that it has a little bit. That oil just helps the seasoning to stick. That's why I dried it off, because water and oil don't mix. Helps the seasoning to stick, and it just helps the chicken to brown a little bit. All right, so then I'm just going to, so what I love about this rotisserie seasoning is that if you look at it as it sort of falls, it's very powdery. So it's not gritty like a regular season that might have flakes in it, like a basil or an oregano, you know, something that might have a little flakiness to it. So that means that that seasoning isn't going to burn. Chicken legs are not behaving today. These ones, the legs don't have to be tied. I just like to tie them, but we're not gonna die if they don't stick. Okay, so I just think the rotisserie season is the perfect volume of flavor. Plus, with its little powdery feel, it just seasons so beautifully and rounds out the bird. Okay, so I'm gonna pat that in there a little bit. You wash your hands a lot when you're doing this job. Okay. Now, it also comes with this little grabber tool. I think it's formally called a retriever tool that fits just into the handles of the rotisserie like this. I'm gonna come around, pull this open, and then I'm gonna stick it in. So on the left side here, on the left side, it has a little spot that it sort of goes into, and then it sort of sits. Sometimes when it's cold, I end up doing this. There we go. So the left side is the part that turns it, and then the right side, it just sort of sits in there. So I'm gonna close it up. I'm gonna turn it on to rotisserie. It defaults to 45 minutes. I'll probably leave it there and check the temperature at that point. And when it goes to rotisserie, it automatically goes on the rotate function. And now if I was putting this on air fry, I would need to push the rotate button so that it rotates. Now let me see if you can see. Let's make sure it's rotating first of all. Oh yeah, it's going around there. Okay, I wonder if I can bring it closer to have a little look there. In the light. Can you see that it's kind of going around? Whoops. It doesn't like me doing this. I don't know if you can sort of see that. Okay, so while that's working away, we are gonna do something super fun, because when this comes out of the, oops, I tipped you a little bit there. Okay, when this comes out of the air fryer, it's gonna need to sit for approximately 20 minutes to just rust. Oh, let me finish the oil spritzer. When you're done spritzing, the most important thing you can do is, did you hear that? Release the air. You wanna release the air and the pressure, because if you don't, that oil stays up in the top and it clogs the head. So when oil spritzers stop working, it's most often because the head has clogged and therefore it's no longer working. So one of my very favorite recipes that came with the air fryer is called spicy buffalo cauliflower bites. It might just be called spicy cauliflower bites. These are to die for. Not because the cauliflower is amazing, although it's okay, but because the sauce that goes with it is so delightful. So the combination of the two makes us feel like we're eating cauliflower in a super healthy way. So I'm just whipping up some egg whites in my whipped cream maker. So I will never again pull out a mixer for an egg white when I can do it this quickly, this efficiently. So handy. Okay. Those are almost peaked there. Let's see. Oh yeah. Can you see those beautiful egg whites in there? I'll probably do sand a little more. The good thing it wasn't arm day at the gym today. All right, so now I have my coating trays, and the little tongs that go with them are almost always missing because they are a favorite. They come with this favorite set of tongs. Okay, so I'm gonna put my egg whites in here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So this was just 4 egg whites. And this is some panko on this side. So I'm just gonna mix, I've melted some butter, and I'm just gonna mix this butter in with the panko. And I have about half a head of cauliflower here. And honestly, I make as much. Usually I do the whole head. I just did some the other day, that's why I only have half. But I do have another head in the fridge, I might even go, because when I make this, I'll put any leftovers in the fridge, and then I will put them on reheat tomorrow, and it just crisps them right back up like they are fresh, which to me is incredible. The one thing also that I do is I like to spray my air fryer rack when I'm doing something like this, because it just helps it not to stick. So give that a quick little coating, and then I just have cauliflower that I have already cut up, and I'm just going to dip it in, dip it in, dip it in. And then this can just sit on the rack, because these take approximately 14 to 15 minutes to cook. And so when I take the chicken out of the air fryer, I am going to be able to put these in right away while the chicken rests. So I'll just tent it with some foil and leave it on my cutting board to rest. And so by the time it's rested and cut, my cauliflower is cooked in the air fryer. You could do the same thing if you wanted to do fries or zucchini strips or anything else that you wanted alongside your chicken. You could do that in the 20 minutes that it's resting, because very little things take more than 20 minutes. So that's a really great way to utilize your air fryer, double time, not dirtying extra appliances, because all of this, when we are done making supper, is going in the dishwasher. So to me, I feel like that is a big win, and a big win for you. Talking about saving us less time and less stress in our kitchens, appliances that have things that go in the dishwasher all save us that kind of time, and I love that about them. So I'm going to continue here making my cauliflower while my chicken cooks away, and I hope you all have a great night, and I'd love to know in the comments what's for supper at your house tonight. All right, bye for now.